My name is Dr. Cassius Camden Clay. Most people call me Cam. I've been in practice for 34 years as a chiropractor. I was first introduced to Thai massage in 1991 by my friend Nicolette Vike. Later, I had the great opportunity to study with Chayut, and his last name is spelled Priyasaith, in Chiang Mai, Thailand, beginning in 1997, once for a month each year for 4 years, studying privately. I also studied with my friend Pachet Buntong in Hang Dong, Thailand, beginning in 1998, for a month each year for 3 years. Chayut and Pachet, back in the day, were the most recognized and most influential Thai massage masters. I have taught over 280 6-hour Thai massage workshops, primarily at the Atlanta School of Massage. It began as a 20-posture 1-day class and evolved into a 100-posture 5-day class. I continued developing, cutting postures I didn't use, cutting redundant postures down to 80, 60, 40, and then to my present course, which you're getting here, 20 postures taught in a 12-hour 2-day workshop. One course is taught on the massage table for massage therapists. The other course is taught on the Thai floor mat on the floor for yoga teachers and fitness trainers. The routines I have choreographed are impeccable. I rarely use any postures which are not in these routines which I am presenting to you at this present moment. This is probably going to be the best bodywork course you have ever taken. It's so useful and people feel so much better. It immediately improves their function. It's awesome. And in my opinion, I am the best instructor of assisted stretching. This introduction is the same for the assisted yoga postures on the table and the assisted yoga postures on the floor mat. In my 30s, 40s, and 50s, I practiced exclusively on the floor mat and I loved it. And I recommended people not use the table, do it on the floor. The massage therapist did it on the table. In my mid-50s, after a busy day crawling around on the floor, my knees ached and I didn't like that. And I started teaching both table and floor postures at the same time. I found for certain that practicing on the table is better ergonomics for me and less work intensive for me. Yet working on the floor provides us with more opportunities. Yet, I promise you, any outcome I seek stretching people, I can accomplish it as well on the table as on the floor. If you're younger and you're in great shape and you want to practice on the floor, have at it, be my guest. It's awesome. And if you're having trouble with your knees and or you're obese or you're getting older, take it from me, practice on the table. In my rules, I'm number one, I come first. It looks like I'm here to take care of the client. Well, I am, yet I come first. I do not risk injuring myself to relieve someone else's discomfort. I've done that. I don't do it anymore. As far as I know, I have never injured anybody stretching them. And I know practitioners who have. This is not a game, this is serious, be careful. In the 1990s, a number of people went to Thailand and studied Thai massage and immediately began producing their videos and books. Most of these videos and books made in the 90s contain poor ergonomics for the practitioner and unsafe postures for the client. I have taken the time and the years to incubate this information. And proper ergonomics are so very important. In yoga, my yoga teachers teach me to elongate my spine. In Hapkido, my martial art of choice, we're taught to relax completely, not a slouch and relax, but an elongation relaxation, similar to Tai Chi people. Alexander created this technique called the Alexander technique, where he discusses having the head like a helium balloon floating up, and the spine falls like a string under it. Technically, the muscular system is tractioning your spine. Now that is proper ergonomics when practicing assisted yoga. In my classes, I walk around the room and I ask people, are you being a balloon head? And they say either they are or they are now. It's very important. It is a meditation on being present in our bodies and a meditation on our relationship with Mother Earth. In a hurried time at home, I'll be stomping around the house and my wife will say, beloved, walk softly on Mother Earth. And I say, thank you, beloved. People who practice yoga have learned how to stretch themselves, and they have good elongation and good ergonomics, and immediately seem competent at practicing Thai massage. They know how to stretch themselves. They have a better idea about how to stretch you. If you loved practicing assisted yoga, I recommend that you study yoga. It's a good blend. When I practice yoga, I get flexible and strong. When I practice assisted yoga, I get strong and the client gets flexible. Older people do not stop playing their games because they got old. They stop playing because they got stiff and or they're in pain. Older people love being stretched. They will come back over and over. That generation learned cardiovascular fitness. They learned diet. They did not learn flexibility training. They missed it. The people in their 70s and 80s, they didn't get it. Yoga's pretty rigorous, and some of them just are not able to get into a functional yoga practice. So I become their assisted yoga class, sometimes once a week, sometimes every 3 weeks. Those people come in and they love the work. One gift I have for you is I am a musculoskeletal anatomist. My Thai massage teachers did not know what was under the skin. I have a huge advantage in proper posturing due to my knowledge of anatomy. I have been muscle testing for 38 years. In 1979 at Life Chiropractic College, I learned that the correct chiropractic adjustment made weak muscles found instantly strong, and I liked that. Several decades ago, I learned that any muscle found weak through muscle testing, I can make strong with an assisted stretch. That changed my concept of what chiropractic adjusting is. The standard chiropractic theory is an adjustment moves a hard bone off of a soft nerve. My theory is a chiropractic adjustment stretches connective tissue attached to that bone, thereby not only improving nerve conduction, also improving blood flow, lymphatic drainage, and cerebral spinal fluid flow. Our nerves, our blood vessels, our cerebral spinal fluid spaces, and our lymphatic spaces all course through and are supported by our connective tissue. This is a new paradigm. People commonly think when I muscle test them that, oh, the muscle's weak, I need exercise. That's their paradigm for how you fix a weak muscle. The new paradigm is we can make weak muscles instantly strong by creating space in just the right places. It's all about making space. Chiropractic and assisted stretching is a marriage made in heaven. That's why I got in this field. I found that when I stretch people first and then I adjust them, the adjustment goes so much gentler, so much softer, and the outcomes last longer and better. Coming up, I will be teaching you how to stretch a thick leather covering over the low back called the lumbar aponeurosis. It is the hub upon which our connective tissue tree exists. 6 years ago or so, I was treating a child. She was 16 years old. She had a double severe scoliosis, spinal curvature. She couldn't sleep. She was miserable. Through chiropractic adjusting, I straightened the top curve out. The bottom curve in her low back was not going to straighten out, and I'm stretching her lumbar aponeurosis, that thick leather covering. I'm explaining to her if she hangs upside down on the inverted track regularly, and if she doesn't do any long distance running, and if she doesn't do any heavy lifting, she can have a comfortable life with her distorted spine. And as I finished telling her I couldn't fix it, it was gone. And I went, how did that happen? And so I got on it and I researched it. One stretch posture I have for the low back, when the pressure is applied, as I shall describe to you, the scoliosis goes away in a matter of minutes, even if the people are older, even if people in their 60s, for a moderate to mild curvature that's functional. There's another posture for the thoracic spine that when applied with correct pressure, that also resolves in a matter of minutes. And certain stretching techniques which emulate our stretching, which are self-produced stretches, can maintain the spine free of scoliosis. This is important information. It's an awesome discovery. This is going to be huge for the people who become competent at scoliosis resolution. It's worth buckets of money. People with scoliosis, they're in constant spinal discomfort. Please study that chapter on your video and in your book. Barbara Sharp was one of my long-term students, and she wrote the first draft of the first 80 Thai massage postures for my courses. And then we got together on Wednesdays between 10 and 4 for 19 months and wrote 2 books entitled Targeted Muscle Testing and Quick Self Fixes. Targeted muscle testing are 31 muscle tests which chronically test weak. And quick self-fixes are self-treatments, self-stretches, and joint motions which we do to ourselves, which make these weak muscles strong and keep them strong. So thank you, Barbara Sharp. She helped me teach Thai massage off and on, and still does help me off and on. And she taught me that women practice assisted yoga different than men. I would show a posture one way, and she would show it a different way. So keep in mind, the postures you're learning here, the postures I'm presenting to you, are a concept for a stretch. It's important that you improvise, adapt, create, and invent. And if you aren't comfortable with the posture, abandon it. You are invited to go to my website, quickselffixes.com, and follow the links for a free 30-minute video and book on 5 muscle tests and 5 quick self fixes for the shoulder joint. You may just find it's something very useful for you in your practice. There are a few contraindications which are important. Number 1, for clients who have had surgeries of any kind, clear with their doctor that it is safe to stretch them. And in particular with joint replacements, be certain that you communicate with the doctor or physical therapist to be sure that what you are doing is safe. People commonly have disc herniations. A disc is a fluid-filled jelly roll, and the fibers run in concentric cartilaginous circles. Sometimes these fibers break and the center fluid portion shifts out of place, causing the disc to bulge onto a nerve. As it heals, the fluid-filled portion is back in place, the person's posture is well, and they're feeling good. And 1 in 5 people who have had a significant disc herniation relapse because they do something too soon and it re-tears. Study the chapter in your book on contraindications. In fact, read all of the print pages in the front of your book to have a complete introduction to this course. That is very important. My wife, Shawn Murray, is a board-certified osteopath in osteopathic manipulation and neuromusculoskeletal medicine. I am so thankful to my wife, Shawn Murray, for all of these 26 years that we have been together and her support and helping me to create this program. It's been quite a journey together. Now comes my lecture on No Pain, No Pain. This is written in your book on the chapter No Pain, No Pain. First we have be prepared. Be prepared means get to work well rested. I'm getting paid to be at work sober and focused. Stretching people demands a focus. I watch my blood sugar. I have a healthy breakfast and a healthy lunch. I may have some dessert at night. However, during the day, I have balanced blood sugar. Also, doing assisted yoga is physical labor like working on the chain gang, buddy. It's physical. And if it's hard for you at start, that's okay. If you stay in it, you will eventually be sinewy strong. I love when big people come in and I get to treat them for 50 minutes. I'm getting paid, well paid, to go to the gym and work out. Awesome. Beats a desk job, huh? So, before I come to work, I do my quick self-fixes, which involves a series of stretches. I get to work stretched out. You wouldn't go to the gym and move heavy weights unless you had stretched out first, would you? I warm up. Next is go slowly. If I'm pin somebody's joint and pull it at the same time, I just doubled my speed. One train going that way, one train going that way. My style is pin and then stretch and hold and wait for the release. I walk in the room slow. I walk around patient slow. If you're moving fast, their subconscious mind is going to say, I shouldn't trust this person. So it's all slow. And I say, if anything hurts at all, say, lighten up or stop. Stretching people should never cause pain except for, oh, wow, that hurts really good. Yay, keep doing that. Where have you been all my life? I love it. Stay there. Great. No pain, though. No sharp shooting pain. Nothing like that. Should never hurt me, never hurt the client. No pain, no pain. Rule number 3, I am number 1. It looks like I'm here for the client. Well, I am here for the client. I'm here for me. I do not trade and accept new pain in my body to relieve their pain. I don't do that. I've done it. Take it from me. Don't do it. You can't stay in this rigorous physical body work field if you're getting injured. You won't last. You got to take care of yourself first. You are number 1. Next rule, 4 of 6, look pretty. That means proper ergonomics. That means the Alexander technique, floating up, maintaining a yogic posture while at work, being quiet like the Tai Chi person who you never hear them walking on the floor. That's proper ergonomics. Also proper ergonomics are, in yoga we learn to pull our shoulders in. In CrossFit, people learn to pull their shoulders in prior to doing certain lifting exercises. If you're working with your shoulders out, at the end of your day, I promise you, you're going to be achy through here. I promise you, I've done it. I figured this out. Rule number 5, never trust anybody. If there's a floor posture and somebody moves their arm and you step on their hand, whose fault was that? My fault. I trusted them to not move. If I'm in a floor posture using somebody's weight to counterbalance my weight, if they move and I fall, whose fault is that? Mine. Never trust anybody. Rule number 6, just be nice. I had a phase of stretching people too hard. Colleagues of mine have that phase. When I teach, I say, for any student of mine in this class who practices this work diligently for 3 months, you can come to my office for 1 hour for free and treat me for free and bring me lunch. And people do that. It's a gift to me because I love getting this work, and it's a gift for them because it's one-on-one with me. The biggest complaint I have is people are working too hard. I'm not going to let go and relax completely because I'm afraid y'all might hurt me. So take it from me, just be nice. Skip that phase. So here goes. Have a great workshop. I'm so happy you're with me and studying assisted stretching. This is my friend Christy Winkler. Thank you for helping me, Christy.
My pleasure.
Yay. When stretching our clients, we give our weight, our strength, and sometimes it's just not enough force. Here comes a powerful tool for force. In the martial arts, it's called unliftable body. I don't understand how it works. I just know it works. My dog could do this thing. He was 85-pound, half lap, half pit. He could sink himself into the floor and I could not pick him up. Little children know this also. Christy, pretend that you're 3 years old at the birthday party and the cake is coming out and the candles are lit and your dad says, we gotta go, but you don't want to go, so you're gonna flow your cheek through your fingers into the floor, let your knees bend a little bit, just flow and chant to yourself, hell no, I won't go. Got it? First of all though, let me lift you, okay? And relax, and here we go. I did it. And now flow your cheek, Christy. And here we go. I can't budge her. Try this with a friend or friends. It is fair to have one person on this arm and one person on the other arm. When doing this, do not lean them backwards or it's an invalid experiment. What you're checking for is, does the person feel like they have gained weight? Yes, you may be able to get them up, yet I promise you, when done correctly, it's stunning. Christy, please lay face up with your head there. Our connective tissue is one piece. You stretch it anywhere and you have a relaxation effect everywhere. Here's a little experiment for you. Touch the top bone in your spine with a finger on each side just below your ear. Close your eyes and now look to the left and look to the right. And notice that the top bone in your spine moves as you look to the left and look to the right. That's a sensation of our connective tissue is connected. Here is the calf stretch. I'm going to support Christy's lower leg on my thigh. Very important, I'm going to brace her big toe side of her foot on my forearm. If it's over on the little toe side, this stretch does not work. It's got to be on the big toe side. I'm going to cup her heel. Next, I'm going to place my thumb in the belly of her tibialis anterior, which is on the right-hand side of her tibia bone. I'm going to push in with my thumb and I'm going to grip her lower leg. Here's my pin. I'm going to lean towards Christy and I'm going to hold her leg and pull her leg towards her foot. That prevents the knee from being hyperextended. It may look like I'm pushing that way. I'm not pushing down, I'm pushing towards her foot. Got it? Do not do this stretch on people who have double jointed knees. Do not do this stretch on people who have artificial knees. Do not do this stretch at all if it causes any pain anywhere whatsoever. So, I'm on the big toe side of her foot. I'm cupping her heel, have a thumb in the anterior tibialis. I'm gripping her lower leg, pushing her lower leg towards her foot. I'm leaning towards her. That's the pin. Here comes the stretch. I turn and face her. I use my weight, my strength, and now I flow my chi. Once I'm comfortable and in position, I float my head upward. I'm a balloon head, and I'm exceptionally comfortable here. I wait for the release. And there it went. This is the calf and hamstring stretch, similar to the calf stretch. I'm bracing the big toe side of her foot on my forearm. I'm cupping her heel. I'm dorsiflexing her foot, pulling her big toe towards her nose. I now grip her quadricep muscle firmly and pull the meat toward the feet. I'm pulling that way. I'm not pushing that way. Pushing that way would be just wrong, hyperextending the knee. Do not do this stretch on hypermobile, double-jointed knees. Do not do this stretch on people with artificial knees. Do not cause any pain. I lean towards Christy. I now use my weight, my strength, and I flow my chi. Now I have a good stretch going on here. I breathe and I relax and I float upwards. Very comfortable. And I wait for the release, and it just happened. That was it. I moved a little bit. Did you see it? This is the medial hamstring stretch. I'm bringing Christy's knee to the same side shoulder, but out from the shoulder. I'm holding Christy's heel. I'm bracing the other leg on the quadricep muscle closer to the body. This is the pin. The actual stretch is partial extension of the lower leg, like an old-timey water pump. Here's my pin. Now, I'm going to lunge that way. I'm not pushing by pushing my hand that way. That would be poor ergonomics and working too hard. We want to work less and get paid more. I'm going to lunge. Here we go. There's a pin. Here's one pin. The second pin is bringing tension to her leg, and now here's the stretch. I'm going to lunge. I'm watching Christy's face for signs of discomfort. She knows to say lighten up or stop if there's any pain at all, right, Christy?
Right.
I elongate upwards, and I wait. And there goes the stretch. People are shorter, taller, bigger, smaller, have injuries, very flexible, not flexible at all. So it's important to remember to always be free to improvise, create, change it, adapt it, and if you can't find comfort for both people, abandon it. So let's say Christy was taller and more flexible. I might do this stretch with the arms straight and stretch. Commonly, I'll brace my elbow in my rib cage and stretch. Other times, I'll come in with her Achilles tendon on the back side of my shoulder, and I'll lunge and stretch. The important part is comfort. Here is the lateral hamstring stretch. Our contact point is the ischial tuberosity. If I try doing the lateral hamstring stretch on this side, I just can't make the reach. If I was doing it on the floor, I could. However, this is table-assisted stretching. I'm going to stretch the opposite lateral hamstring. I'm going to brace on the ischial tuberosity, and I'm going to bring her thigh into full flexion toward the opposite shoulder. I'm now going to lunge to partially straighten the lower leg, just like the water pump. It's not a full straightening, it's a partial straightening. I could brace like this and lunge. If she was super tall, I could brace like that and lunge. For her body type and mine, I feel super comfortable with a shoulder contact, pinning the ischial tuberosity, bringing the thigh into full flexion toward the opposite shoulder, and now lunge. Now that I'm here, I float up, I relax, and I hang out and wait. It just let go and I move. Be watching for my movements. Here is the iliotibial band stretch. The iliotibial band begins where the tensor fasciae lata tendon inserts into it, comes all the way down and crosses the knee. It's an actual physical band. If you dissected it out, it would be like a rope, very strong. Off of the IT band, there's a thick leather fascia covering called the fascia lata on the outside of the leg. If you dissected the fascia lata and the IT band out, you could make it into a human drum. It's that intensely thick. Pressure on the IT band commonly causes pain. I want to lighten up before a person can even say the L in lighten. Here's an exercise for you. With a friend who doesn't mind experiencing some sudden sharp shooting, stabbing pain, contact the head of the soleus muscle, which is below the knee and about right there. You dig in there and buddy, it hurts. When that happens, there is a sympathetic response and the facial pallor goes a hue darker. Start with people who don't have beards, aren't wearing makeup, and have light skin, and work your way to darker skinned people. Even with people with exceptionally dark skin, you can see it if you train for it. It's there. Furthermore, if watching closely, when we elicit sharp, sudden stabbing, shooting pain, the pupils suddenly dilate, letting in more light to see the lions, tigers, and bears. I'm focused when I'm working on people. I'm watching their skin pallor. It's a huge help to me. Christy, do you mind if I cause you some sudden, sharp, shooting, stabbing pain?
I guess not.
Thank you. Okay, I'm coming in with the thumb on the head of the soleus. I'm watching her face, and there I go into it, and she just hewed. Boo. It happens just like that. If you look for it, it's there. So, with the IT band, I'm going to stretch 3 spots. I'm going to do the middle, and then I'm going to go a little lower, and then a little higher. It's kind of like this is a bowstring, and my thumb is the arrow. I'm going to start in the middle. And I am going to use my thumb here. I am going to brace her foot. I'm not going to hurt her foot. I'm just going to brace her foot. I'm going to hold her knee. I'm going to come in with a thumb, pin, stretch, and hold, and wait for the release. I'm going to go several inches closer to the knee, pin, stretch, and hold. I'm pushing that way. Wait for the release. I go above several inches, pin, stretch, and hold, and wait for the release. Here on this leg where you can see it, I'm pin, stretch, and hold. I pin, stretch, and hold. I pin, stretch, and hold. Now, if it's a bigger, thicker person, I'll use my knee. I'll hold their knee, I'll hold their hip joint, I'll come in with the knee, and I'll grab that IT band with my knee and I'll pull it that way. On people smaller than me, I don't do this, but if I have somebody in that's super, super large, my thumb just doesn't do justice to their needs. IT bands are commonly exceptionally tight, and yoga really does not address tight IT bands well. When the IT band is tight, it makes tensor fascial lata muscle go weak. Gluteus medius is in the same fascial plane as tensor fascial lata. That goes weak. The IT band has a fascial bridge going over the gluteus maximus, inserting into the thoracolumbar sacral aponeurosis, making tension in the low back, which causes weakness in quadratus lumborum and multifidus. I promise you, if you test those muscles and you find any of them weak, and you do the IT band stretch, it's going to get strong. For my quick self-fix that comes from this knowledge, I pound the fascia lata and the IT band on myself just like this. Same effect. Those muscles get strong.